Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Over here I read anonymous stories online, so if you like listening to anonymous stories, please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. Also, we are almost at 1k subscribers. I appreciate you all for subscribing. If you didn't know, subscription is free, so tap on the subscribe button so that we can get to 1k. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all the support, for always leaving comments and liking. Thank you so very much. I dated for like a year and I found out I was pregnant. Immediately I told him I wasn't ready and my people were very disappointed, so I did like to abort it, and this guy promised me heaven on earth. He told me not to worry and he's ready and would marry me. I still wasn't convinced. I mean, at that point I wasn't ready for any assurance. I just wanted to terminate it. My friends told me to keep it. I spoke to my mom about it and she told me not to touch it. She even called me days later saying she had a dream and I died when I tried terminating it, which I knew was a lie. I told my dad and he said he was going to support me in any decision I take. Fast forward, a meeting was held with him and my uncles. He told my uncles he was responsible for the pregnancy and would do the needful. My people were disappointed in me and wanted me to defend my cause, but I insisted and told them I did still continue. I went for lectures and no one knew I was pregnant. My tummy wasn't even showing. I gave birth and within a week I went back for lectures and wrote my final exams. After some time, his people came to do knocking and that was it. He bought a car for me and bought one for himself. I mean, I was so happy and lucky. At least that's what I thought. My friends kept on tapping in my blessings. Everything was just perfect. 6 months passed and I realized this guy was only visiting us and never took me to his place. Neither did he touch me. I kept on complaining for God knows how long, only for him to tell me he's got a court case concerning his building because someone is claiming the land he has built on. I apologized and stopped giving him pressure. It kept on and I started complaining and he decided to take the baby and I to his place, only for me to realize he has moved from his old place to a new apartment and I didn't know about it. I questioned him and he gave me an excuse. The only thing I could have told me was, Liz, please, I am no longer interested in the relationship again. But he said no. I did stress this girl out. He told me the moment I step foot in his house, he doesn't get an erection. But immediately I leave his house, he gets an erection. I was like, what's happening? I was traumatized and felt less of a human being. Just an excuse not to touch me. For over a year, we never had sex and I never cheated on him. To the extent of him saying he went to check and was told it is my ex doing that to us. I mean, I was blind in love. He did leave me on the bed with the child and he did be lying on the carpet. I always complained and he used the court as an excuse. One day, a girl added me on Snap and I later added her back. I realized the person posting my boyfriend's back on that account. As the saying goes, if you know someone very well, you don't need a torchlight even at night. The person kept on doing that. I called him on video and asked who was with him and he started being defensive and got angry. Apparently his other girlfriend knows me and deliberately created the account for that. There was one time he sent me a picture of him being with his lawyer and he was with the girl there and the girl saw that he did, so she also took the same picture and posted on that fake account. I saw it and got worried. I decided to message her. I greeted her and asked if she knew Ike in a polite way. I think she was already waiting for me to fall in her trap and I did. This girl spoke to me rudely. I told her Ike was my boyfriend, so I wanted to know. She asked me if we were married and I said no. This girl insulted me saying he hasn't married me and knocking is not marriage. Funny enough, I knew what this girl was doing and still couldn't stop her because apparently her dad was the one who got the lawyer for him. The car he said he bought for me, he came for it to fix it and that was it. The girl disturbed me so much that I kept on asking myself if I wasn't pretty enough. I mean, I became depressed. The girl and her friends took me through hell. She had friends who knew what she was doing wasn't right. I helped her post on their accounts as well, to the extent one of her friends calling me to find out if I was still with Ike. The disrespect was loud. It was back and forth with this girl for months. She literally knew this guy had a family, but she was ready to do anything to stay. And I don't blame him much, but Ike. I did the expected thing, being indoors crying and not eating. My friends came around to console me, but at night I felt the pain so much. My uncles called him and this guy never showed up. This guy blackmailed me emotionally, saying I have disgraced him to my family. He was expecting I go through the pain without telling my people, to the extent of lying to the girl he takes care of my family and I. She boldly told me my dad didn't marry my mom and I don't want to end up like my mom. That is why I'm forcing myself. My people then decided to take me abroad, but guess what the foolish me did? I included his name in my documents as my partner. Even though everything wasn't fine, I was hoping for the best. A month or more for me to travel, he brought back the car. I told him to take his car and I didn't need it, but he insisted. He said he bought it for me and left it in my house. I used it for my rounds. One day, I called him and said, Ike, since you said the car is mine and our daughter will be staying with my mom when I travel, then I did like to give the car to my mom so she can use it. This guy got angry and started saying I'm very wicked and he's going to tell his sister what I said. I was like, how? Did you not say the car is mine? He said he's going through a lot and I know it, so I should have rather said he should take the car. My mom got angry and told him to come for his car and she didn't need it. He sent his friend I have never seen in my life to come for the car. I gave the keys to the guy. I traveled and found out the girl lost her mom and he went for the funeral with the girl's brothers. This thing became a fight and we didn't talk for months. 5 months later, I was ready to bring my daughter to come join me, who was then staying with my mom. I had to contact Ike and inform him to bring our daughter and it could be a fresh start for us, so he should think about it. He told me boldly he doesn't want to leave abroad, so he's only bringing our daughter and would return back. Apparently he's a fraud guy and he says if he comes to abroad to work, he won't make the money he's getting within a week, and he doesn't want to understand fraud money isn't stable. My people were so angry, saying so this guy is going to spoil the visa. Months passed and we had to force him to bring the child. He decided to bring her. I paid for everything except his ticket. They arrived and I picked them up at the airport. I was so happy to see my family. My daughter ran to hug me and guess what? This guy was just standing there. We got to my place and his other girlfriend posted a suitcase he brought on her page. He actually brought the girl's suitcase. I mean, we fought that night. The next day we booked a coach to my dad's house since he's in a different state. Things seemed awkward between us, but I kept my cool. One night we had the conversation and he said a lot. Don't believe what you see on social media. Most of them are lies. He told me the girl deliberately post anything to get my attention and I'm always falling for it. Most of the time he's not with her, she's with her brother and makes it look like he's the one, and I believe it. He started with the lies and that he never said he had broken up with me. He's not a bad person, he's not wicked, he's only trying to solve his court case and he's going through a lot and he knows it's marriage I want for now. He can't marry because of his issues. I told him, I only wanted you to tell me the truth and communicate with me. You've been lying to me since. He assured me and said he's not going to do that to his daughter and I, but he did surely be back, no matter what. That night I decided to touch this guy and lo and behold, he got an erection. I said, you are hard, how come? I thought you don't get an erection when you are with me. He was like, oh, that should tell me it's been resolved. I was like, what does this guy take me for? I got up and he asked why and I told him I am bleeding. The stupid boy asked if I didn't have a condom. I mean, can you imagine? I was like, what sort of question is this? And I stood up. I told him to sell the car he said he bought for me to sort himself out, and he said, oh, he has already sold it. And I was like, and you didn't inform me. Guess what? This guy spent only 6 days and left. He went back to our country and guess who picked him up when he landed? His girlfriend, and she posted it. Yet he kept on denying her. That was the last straw. I said to myself, it's enough. You have tried and even God up there has seen it. Now he's there and started asking me for money. I was like, you have a visa to travel and work. You said no, you are not a person to relocate and you can't leave the court issue. I stopped disturbing him and stopped giving him money. Then he stopped calling me. Now his mom has started calling me. They treated me like I didn't exist. Due to what I went through, I am dealing with anxiety and panic attacks. I don't know this story. If you will be quick to say that she's very foolish, I'm not insulting you, but that's what you would be quick to say, because there are many times it was abundantly clear that this guy doesn't like you and she was still forcing things. That's the result. That's why we always say that if you realize somebody does not like you, don't push it, because you just end up doing more stupid things that when you later think about it, you will be like, I should have stopped at a certain point. You know, the Yakubu work, this lady has taken it upon her for her president general. But I also feel like you shouldn't let this give you panic attacks, because sometimes we allow people to have control over our lives and the way we feel. He has already made you feel unloved and a lot, and you are allowing him give you panic attacks, because you should feel his irrelevance now. You have a child to focus on. Do not allow his treatment put you in a certain situation that every little time you are being anxious and you are not feeling stable. Forget about him. It's not important. Focus on your girl or your child, and then take care of the child. Let the child be your priority, and that's what should be important to you right now, in my opinion. Guys, if you have any advice, please drop it in the comment section. I have been sleeping with my girlfriend's niece. We all live in Tema, but different communities. Anytime I visit my girlfriend, I always found myself staring at her lustfully, but quickly turned anytime she stared back. I was recently transferred to Ho, and as if it was a planned thing, she also got admission to UHAS. Of course, everyone in her family, especially my girlfriend, was excited because they know she would be safe as long as I am in Ho. I even brought her to school together with my girlfriend. She normally comes to my place during weekends when I am away back to Tema. She would prepare stews and soups for the week. She kept mine in the fridge for me while she would take hers away. One weekend, I decided not to go to Tema. She came over, and as usual, to clean and cook. I told her she could spend the whole weekend at my place, as Monday was a holiday as well. We did a lot of fun stuff that weekend, including a day's road trip. Visited almost every pub in Ho that weekend. On the Monday, which was a holiday, we agreed we were not going out, so we would do Netflix and chill. In the morning, we prepared the food we would eat during the day and ordered some drinks, pizza and shawarma. All these while I've been updating my girlfriend, including video call. My girlfriend's senior brother impregnated a girl in SS, so the age gap between my girlfriend and her niece is not much, so they act as if they are siblings. So she didn't seem to be bothered about how close I was with her niece, nor the fun stuff we were doing. To her, it's a sign of me loving her and her family. Now back to the Netflix and chill. We're all set, and I asked her to choose the movies. Her choices were quite wild. When a scene is quite intense, she will look at me, then ask why was I looking at her like that. That made me question her choice of series and movies, but she said her friends have been talking about them and nothing else. I think we were on a scene in Dark Desire, and she asked if I have ever tried that with my girlfriend, and I told her we have done almost everything she could think of when it comes to sex. She then jokingly said I should show her, implying she would try the scene, thinking she was joking. I also jokingly said she should come closer. To my surprise, she got up and moved closer to me, and the rest was history. Since that day, we kept exploring each other's sexual fantasies anytime she visited, until I woke up from my dream. Happy Sunday. It's about to bash this person. They'll be like, you are not even ashamed. Like, if your girlfriend find out, what will happen? The story was just intense for nothing, bruh. It was interesting though. One beautiful day, this elderly man came to buy something and requested for my number because he said I was smiling so beautifully while serving, so he has something to tell me. I said okay, and I gave him the number with the intentions that he could be my destiny helper, or better still, my future father-in-law. He was even using iPhone 12 Pro Max, which was rare among elderly men. Few hours after our encounter, he called to inform me that he's traveling to Accra, so when he gets to Accra, we will talk. I didn't hear from him till 9 p.m. thereabout, so I decided to call him because things they happen. He said he has reached, so we will talk the next day. He didn't call until the third day. He called and we had a proper convo. He said he's married with 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. All his kids are grown and successful. He's a Voltarian, but he stays in Tema, but does come to Ho once in a while for business. He said he's interested in me and would love to occupy at least 50% of my heart. I told him I've heard, so I would think about it. Because of his family, we don't really communicate because he even seemed to be afraid of his wife. here. So I decided to tolerate him since he's in Accra and I'm here in Ho. We do chat once in a while. The last time I told him my salary is finished and I'm not feeling well, so I need some money. All this man could tell me is I shouldn't be worried because it shall be well. I was like, for real, it shall be well. While I was thinking I found some sugar who is gonna spoil me die. Oh. That day I was really in dire need of money. Oh. So I went to the bus station to return home one hot Sunday afternoon. Just as I arrived at the station, a bus had left and another bus was parking properly to load. While waiting to board the bus, here comes some fine fair lady with some package. I offered to help with the package, which she agreed. I entered the bus first and then she entered and sat just by me. I just gave a helping hand and have moved on. She was full of gratitude and surprised a nice guy like me offered to help her. Just turning to respond to her, then I realized she looked very familiar. I was like, you are familiar, and since I know you. Then she said, yeah, same here. Then I mentioned her name and I was right. Apparently she lived in the same house with an old classmate who wanted to shop me badly back in JHS. But funny enough, I didn't like my mate but was crushing on her friend low-key. I never had the opportunity though, so we wrote BEC and scattered. We had some chats and refreshed our memories for a while in the bus. In fact, she had become more beautiful and well built. So as usual, the driver's mate started taking his money, and by the time I stretched my hand to pay, she had paid for us. Oh really? Nice. We continued to vibe and she was like she was going to a friend's place and that I can come home later in the evening. I was like, really? She confirmed and gave me her phone number. I typed my WhatsApp number and she bought say why I not give her my call number and that she could delete the number. I managed to convince her to take both numbers. Was getting ready for the new week ahead and I saw a strange number calling. I answered and she was the one trying to confirm if I am coming. I was just joking. No. Fast forward, I left to her place. Some nice 3-bedroom self-compound bill. Her friend came from one of the rooms to greet me and boom, I knew her too. We met at this. We vibed normal and her friend left. She brought food, we ate together and played some nice videos on my tablet. Then she stood up. By the time I realized she was in towel exposing some things and said, let me wash down and come. She came from the shower and laid by me while I continued with the videos. She put out lights and started to touch me. The meat then I want chop some years back where I no get. Well, I told myself to try and avoid much though. The edge was so strong. Eventually, I had to finger her and promised to make it up to her the next day with some excuses. Left my place. We spoke a lot that night and the next day, psyching ourselves for what's at stake that night. I got home from work and after putting myself together, I moved to her place. After some convo activities for the night, we started. I'm no spam this time at all, Charlie. I give up from all angles. I can clearly tell either she's never experienced or haven't had some in a long time. We continued all night and for the first time I had to sleep in a lady's house. She was supposed to come to my place the next day but she complained that there was lights out and she didn't want to let her friend be alone at home. No yawa. I went and the altitude was higher. Later, she still didn't want to come and complained that her friend had traveled to a funeral and won't return till after weekend, so we have the house for ourselves. I was like, good idea. That night, we had the entire building to ourselves. You can just imagine. We hit it in everywhere in the house, including her friend's bedroom. Then the unexpected happened. While I was in a hurry, I'm laughing because I'm anticipating what will happen. While I was in a hurry to get to my place, which is a bit far from her, to prepare for work, she was like she had some washing to do in the morning and wanted me to assist her. I said not that day because I worked for a bank and I had a lot of work the next day. This lady they give me attitude and all. Then I was like, okay, this be red flag. No be say my things you they come wash oh. Where I tell myself say her last be that she no go see me again. That time too, then me and my woman break up fresh. Where I not really move on completely. So whoever go carry himself come go shop breakfast. She called the next day and cried, but Charlie, man is far gone. She lost something great, but we move. Oh, that be how we part ways, cause I no fit move into serious relationship plus seeing this big red flag from the start. She later tried everything possible saying make we come back together, but I no mind them. Where she give up. The red flag was asking you to help her wash. What were you expecting? Doing it everywhere. You thought, okay, I don't know if you feel that way, but okay, you sound like you yourself you have bad intentions. Because what do you mean by you had gotten a book, your heart's fresh, so anybody they'll bring themselves, they'll collect? Are you okay? Guys, so I sell dresses that I pre-order. It takes 2 weeks to arrive, and they are beautiful and affordable too. So if you're interested in any of the dresses, there are more to be posted in the group. There is a WhatsApp group link in my description. Go there, you can join the group, and I post pictures of dresses every single day. Please, if you are not interested in purchasing any of the dresses, there are males owned too, so just in case you see only females doesn't mean males own are not there. If you're interested, please join the group. If you know you don't want to buy anything that has to do with clothing, don't join, because that's the only thing that I post there. Thank you. So that's the end of today's video. If you liked watching this video, please do not forget to subscribe, leave your comments, like this video, also share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and we are almost at 1K, so please subscribe. Thank you so very much for watching, and see you in my next video.